Okay, good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
All right, let me share the screen now. Okay, so in last class, we have started our project that is nothing but movie project, right? So let's see where we end.
News portal.
Just come again.
No, news portal.
Yes, yes, correct. So it was the online news portal, right? And we have seen the steps like create Django project. Okay, why we are creating this project? Basically, we are solving one assignment. Okay, what is the assignment? Let me show you. We are solving this assignment number 3, which is news portal actually. And we have two types of news portal. One is with API. We will take data from the API, and one is without API. So what we are solving? We are solving assignment without API. Means we are creating a news portal without using API, right? After this, we will create one more news portal which will fetch all the news from the API, news portal API, right? So let's understand the basic idea. So this is our assignment, okay? A basic news portal. What are the tasks to do? So these are the tasks. Out of them, we have done already some tasks. So the first one is create a Django project, and here is the command to create the Django project. We already know. Okay, navigate to the project directory. It means change the directory. Means go to the project folder. So here is the command. Start a Django application. So how to start a Django application? Once you are inside the project location, here you can write the command. What is the command? Yeah, you can write Python, or in short you can write py. Okay, py is a short of Python. Python manage.py started a new app, right? After that, we have to add the application, right, in settings.py, right? Then we have to create template folder. This is the command to create the folder. Update the path for the template. Update template path. So how to update? We will take path from the root. Here is the root path, and inside the root we have template folder. So that template folder path we are storing in the variable which is template dir. Now we have to create the static css images folder, right? So we can write the command create the static folder. We are creating subfolder as well, right? So we can consider this update static path. Okay, means we have to configure the static path. So in order to configure the static files, we need to create this static files dirs, and here we will write the static dir name, right? So these all steps we have done, like create the Django project, change directory, create an application, we have seen, create template folder, we have seen the steps, create a static folder, we have seen the steps. Okay, register your application, so we have seen the steps. Configure your template settings, we have seen the steps. Okay, so we have run the server. Okay, so this is what we have done so far in the last class. Okay, So what next we have to do? The next is we should have these endpoints, right? Endpoints means when we talk about URL, so URL, whatever the URL are there, there are two types of URL. One is project label and one is app label. Okay, so one is project label and one is app label. So what are the URLs? We have forward slash, then we have forward slash movies, then we have forward slash sports, forward slash politics. So when I'm not giving any URL, whenever I'm just writing localhost, okay, so am I audible, guys?
Yes.
So I was discussing like what are the URLs endpoints we have to create. So these are the URLs we need to create. Like one is like home URL, then movie, sport, and politics, right? And these are the view. This endpoint, this URL should associate with this. This is associated with movie view, okay, and this is associated with sports view. This is associated with politics. What should be the expected output? This should display home page with links. What are the links? Links means category. Okay, category means let's suppose this is the output page, or we can say this is the home page. It is have some image, okay, which is describing our news portal. Apart from this, it is having three category. One is for movies. If you want to read news related to the movie, so movie category. Then second is sports category we have, and the third one is we have politics, right? So these are the three categories we have. Once user is clicking on this movie, then we have to create one news page. Okay, so this is what news.html maybe, right? And this news.html is containing the main heading, right? And subheadings and images, like three images. So when you are clicking on the movies, so it should display movie information. Okay, the moment you are clicking on sports, so the same news.html file now display the sport news. Okay, for sports we will not create another html. We will use the common html, which is news.html. So the moment user is clicking on the politics category, so the same page, same code should replace with the sports category. Okay, it doesn't means like we have three categories, so we will create three html page for three different news. Let's suppose if we have 100 categories in in this case, will you create 100 news.html pages category wise? No, that is the wrong idea. So what we will do, we will create the common template for all the categories news. So in my case, what is the common, which is news.html file. This news.html file is responsible to display all the category news. Okay, so let's understand it by code as well. Okay, so before going to the code, uh, I hope you guys already know about this, like how our request and response work in Django, right? So let's suppose this is the user, or let me take the user image. User. Okay, so let's suppose this is nothing but our user, right? So he is a user. So for example, if user will request anything, okay, so user is what? Doing request, right? So user is doing request. So this request will go to the Django. Okay, so this request will go to the Django server. So from Django, where it will go? It will go to the, okay. So once request is coming to the Django server, from Django server, where it will go actually? It will move to the, it will move to the urls.py. It will communicate to the urls.py file. Okay, and what does urls.py file contain? Endpoints. What does urls.py file contain? Endpoints. Let me show you at the same time. Okay, so let's suppose this is the previous project we were working on, and if you will see here, if you will see this folder, project configuration folder, here you will see URLs. So these are the URLs I'm talking about. So the request will go to the URLs. So default URLs are what? The default URL is admin. Right now the default URL is admin. Okay, so we have to create more URLs here, right? We have to create more URLs here. So the request will go to the URLs, and from the URLs, if the endpoint is present, if the endpoint is present, which is requested by the user, then what will happen? The request will go to the view. It will go to the views.py file. So views are associated. Okay, each URL is associated with view. Okay, so for example, as you can see here, we have in the test tab we have views.py. In the views.py file we have these views. Okay, movie home view, right? Or we can say sport view, movie view, like that we have different views, right? Right, so this each view we have to associate with endpoints. So means, see, if we will go to the urls.py file, so here on urls.py file there is no endpoint. Okay, so let's suppose if user is requesting for the movie, user is requesting for movie, let's suppose user is writing, let me just fix it. Okay, so how user will request? Right now we are working on local. Our application is there, our project is there on local server. So user will request something like this: localhost 8000 forward slash, let's suppose, movies. Right, so this is the user request. This is the user request for the movie page. Okay, so when the request will go to the Django server will forward the request to the URLs. Okay, now here it will check whether this endpoint, which endpoint, this movie endpoint is present or not. Movie endpoint present or not. If it is present at urls.py file, then it will send the request. It will send the request to the views.py file. Right. Let's suppose if this URL is not present, this movie endpoint is not present, then what will happen? It will send the response as there is no endpoint. Okay, it will give the negative response. So we have to create the endpoint first for the views. Okay, so see here we have created how many views? Home view, movie view, sport view, and politics view. For each view we have to create here endpoints. So how to create the endpoints? We will write the path. Okay, let me tell you what are the how many endpoints we need to create. So first of all we will create one empty endpoint like this. When user is writing, it means it what does it mean? When user is writing local host 8000, okay, and forward slash, when user is not writing anything. Okay, then we will create one more view, which is, we can say, movies. Okay, so what does it mean? It means user is writing something like localhost 8000 forward slash movies. Okay, and we have to create one more view, which is We can say sports. Then we have to create one more view, which is politics. So user will request something like this: localhost 8000 and politics. Okay. And for each endpoint, these are known as endpoint, or you can say URLs. Okay. So for each endpoint, there should be a URL. I mean, there should be a views. So if you will go to the views, so we have home view. So this particular endpoint, this is the empty endpoint. We will associate it with home view. Then we have another endpoint, which is movie endpoint. This we will associate with movie view. We have another, which is sport. We will associate with it sports. Okay. Then we have another, which is politics. We will associate it with politics. Right. So how to associate it? Just create here. Okay. So create here path function. Here is a path function. So how many paths we need to create? Those many URLs you want to create, those many path you will create. Okay. So how many total URL? 4. Okay. So 4 time I will write this. Okay. So first endpoint, what's the name of first endpoint? First endpoint is empty. Okay. What is the second endpoint? Okay. So what's the second endpoint? Second endpoint is movies. Right. And now what is the another endpoint? Which is sports. What is another endpoint? Which is politics. Right. Now this empty endpoint should associate with what? Should associate with what? According to our assignment, if you will see here, according to the assignment, our empty should link with news info, which is nothing but home page. Okay, so news info, you can write the view name as the news info or home view. Okay, in our case, we have given the name as home view. But if you will go with according to the assignment, so you should mention the name as new news info. So let's mention the same name. So I'm just replacing this home view to the news info. Okay, so this is a news info, right? So okay, so one more question I have to ask, which is, so which file is containing this views? Which file is containing these views? Views.py file. Now the second question is, which folder is containing this views.py file? Right. So we have this project configuration folder, and we have testf folder. So this testf folder is containing views.py folder. Right. So here, first of all, we need to link the views folder. We have to link the views folder here. So what I will write from testf. Okay, because this view I am talking about views.py file, which is available inside the testf. Can you see it is available inside the testf? So that is why I am writing from testf import which file you want to import. Is it test.py, is it models.py, or is it views.py? So we want to import this views.py file. So just write here views. Okay, means you imported. Now you can use all the content which is written in the views.py file in the URLs file. urls.py file. Why we are using? Because each endpoint we have to associate with some view, right? So this empty endpoint we will associate it with views dot. Okay, so we have different views. So the empty view should associate with news info. Can you see here the empty view, empty, or you can write here forward slash, that is okay, that is all okay. Okay, so it should associate with this. Now movie view should associate with which view? Movie view. So what I will write here, comma, views dot, so from which view? Movie view. Now here in sports I will write views dot which view? Sport view. Okay, so politics view means views dot, okay, politics views, right? So these are this means I have associate the endpoint with particular views, and each view will contain different logic, right? Okay, so this urls .py file will contain all the endpoints. Okay, and all the endpoints are associated with views. Okay, and with the help of views, we will send the request, we will send our request to the template, we will forward our request to the template through the views. Right, so let's suppose this is one template folder, and what template folder contains, what does template folder contain? Template. So the templates folder contain html code, right? So the template folder contain html, right? And this template folder will get some necessary files or code, or if I say the static file or static code, from the, from where it will take, it will take the static files or css or javascript if it is required in our template. So it will take the response from the static folder, from the static folder which will contain the css, which will contain the images or javascript, right? So means what we have to do, we are sending our request from urls to the view. Now from view to template we have to send the request, right? From view to template we have to send the request. Okay, so I hope you guys are getting my point. So let's code it. So we have views.py file. So where we have views.py file, inside the test app we have views.py file. So when we are talking about news info, this is our home page. What it is? Home page, right? So this is our home page. So when the user request to the home page, what we will do? Okay, whenever the request will come to the news.info means home page, we will render. We will render the request to the, to what? To the test app forward slash index.html. Correct? So do we have index.html file? Yes, we have index.html file, right? So, but there is no code in index.html file. So let's write the code for the index.html file. Okay. So what are the code we will write? We will write here simple HTML boilerplate. Okay, so this is a boilerplate code, and heading is what we can give. Title is news welcome. Okay, we can say news portal. So this is the title I'm giving. And one more thing here, on the welcome page, on the first page, we will write one heading. Okay, so what's the heading? Welcome, welcome to the news portal. Okay, so first of all, let's see whether this response we are getting or not. So now we have to run the server. So how we can run the server? First of all, we should add the correct location. Right now, what is our location? Day 11. So inside the day 11, we have to come to this directory, which is news portal. So how to change the directory? Just write cd and the project folder name. Right now, what we will do? We will run the server. So py manage.py run server. So the moment you will write the run server, if there is no error, it will give you the URL. Okay. So the moment you are writing, okay, localhost means let me go with urls.py file. So this localhost means if you will see this, so if you are writing this, right, http forward slash 127.0.0.1. So this is what IP address of this particular location, localhost. So you can understand both are similar. If you are writing localhost or if you are writing this IP address, both are same, right? Both are same. I can say this both are equivalent to each other. Okay. So let me show you. Let me just open the browser. This time I am typing what localhost and forward slash. Okay, so it is showing. Are you going to this page? Yes, I am going to add forward slash, but it is not giving me the page. What it is saying? Page not found 404. So let's see what's the mistake here we are doing. Okay, so let me just remove this. I'm just writing empty endpoint here, and let's go to the views. So we have render request test tab, test tab is there, and index.html. So we are doing all good. But what's the mistake we are getting? Should display the page. So value, maybe the error is because of these views. So let me just comment the remaining code in views.
No, line 5, you need to return.
Okay, okay, okay. Yes, yes. I forgot to write here return. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. So let me just refresh it. What it is saying. Let me restart the server. So let me just write here Control C, and one more thing. We need to uncomment this code and run the server. So just refresh the page. So we are getting the message welcome to the news portal. So what we have written 127.0.1. Okay, but if you will write here localhost, if you are not able to remember this IP address, you can simply write localhost. So when you write the localhost and the port number 8000, you will get the response. Okay, so this is the home page. On our home page, which is index.html page. Okay, so we are getting message from here, message from here. So here what we have to display, we have to display one image as well. Apart from this heading, we have to display one image, right? So we need to download one image first, right? So let's download the image. So news website image. Okay, so we can take any dummy image, copy, or we can say save image as. So we have to save this image at the project location. Okay, so let's go to the project location, day 11, news portal. Right, in this news portal we have already created a static folder. So inside the static folder we have to create one more folder which is images. So here I am creating one more folder which is images. Okay, and inside the images I am, okay, so this is not jpeg file, so let me take another image. Let me copy this part just. I hope this will be, this is also not. Okay, so this is the jpeg. So we have to go to the similar path, static folder and images. Here I am writing welcome. Okay, so welcome image it is. So let's insert this image. So for inserting the image we need image tag, right? And inside the image tag what we will write, we will link the image. But from where we will link the image? From the static folder. Because if you will see here, if you will see this static folder, inside the static folder we have images folder. Inside the images folder we have image, welcome image. So this image we have to put from the static folder. So what should be the path? So first of all we will write the static, right? We will write the static. After writing the static we will write the path. So inside the static, what is the folder name? Images. What is the file name? Welcome.jpg. Right, so this is the file name. So if you will go to the browser and if you will refresh the page, so what it is saying, template syntax error, uh, line number 11, did you forget to register or load this tag? So this is obviously, this error will come because we are not loading the static folder. So whenever you are using static content, you need to load the static content. So you will write ampersand, I mean percentage symbol, and you will write here load static, right? The moment you will write this load static, it will load the static files like images, like CSS or JavaScript, whatever it may be, it will load. Okay, so it is displaying this. Okay, so let's suppose we have to write some basic CSS for the same. So for writing the CSS, we will create here in the static folder. Okay, not in the images folder. If underline is there in images, so means you have selected images folder. We don't need to create subfolder inside the image, but we have to create subfolder inside the static. So that is why we have to click on static folder. Here now I have to click on new folder. Here I will write the CSS. Okay, so inside the CSS folder, click on CSS folder. Here we have to create one file which is style.css, right? And this is the style.css where we will write the style, common style, just a basic style for this. Okay, so first of all, let's write the boilerplate template code. So which is padding 0, margin 0, and box sizing border box. Now let's give the like we can say, let's call the body. So background color we can say, we can go with black, and color we can go with white, and text align center. Okay, so if you will see here, you will not see any change. So why we are not getting any change? Because we are not linking the CSS, we are not linking the static content with our HTML, index.html. So as you can see here, as I told you here, so your templates can use the static content like CSS, like images. So in this case, you need to link. If you are using CSS in your template, you need to link the CSS. So in order to link the CSS, in the title, we will write here one tag which is link, right? And here in href, we will write the code. Okay, so how to link? So we have the location, we have the folder which is static, and inside the static folder we have CSS folder. Inside the CSS folder we have style.css. The moment you have written this, the CSS will apply, but make sure you are writing correct name. So the file name is style.css. So now just go to and refresh. So as you can see here, we are getting this welcome page. Okay, let me just give some padding to the h1. Okay, h1 padding is what, 20 pixel from all side, and let's give font size like 50 pixel. Let's see how does it work, how does it looking. Okay, it's coming like this. All right. Okay, so next what are the things we have to do now according to the assignment? Okay, so we have to create movie news page. Okay, sports page and politics page, right? So see here. uh, okay, on this index.html file there should be some categories, some news categories. So what are the news category? Let's suppose here I am creating unordered list UL, and here I am writing LI. So how many categories we have? We have three categories, 1, 2 and 3. The first category is what? Which news? First category is which news? Movie news. Okay, so for the movie news, it should be clickable. So that is why I will write here, okay, movies, information. Okay, movies information. Anchor tag, why I'm using anchor tag? So let me show you. When you will go here, refresh here. So you will see this, okay, but it should be white. So color is white. Okay, so ULLI should be color white. Okay, so don't worry about the CSS. CSS you can write according to your uh, need. Okay, that whatever design you will like, accordingly you can write the CSS. Okay, so white is okay. So LI, then we have anchor tag A. So okay, yes, we are getting this in white. So when I click on this movie, I should go to the movie information. So we have this one, okay, and the second category is we will create on index.html file. Second category is sports information. Okay, the third category is which is politics. Okay, so these all three categories we have. Okay. So when I'm clicking on this, it should go to the movie page. Okay, and a sport page, and similarly this like what we can say plot politics page, right? Okay, so for each information, let's design one more view. Okay, so we have movie view, but we don't have any logic in this. So this time we need to write the logic for the same. Okay, so in movie view, what it should contain? It should contain one heading, right? Subheading. Okay, subheading. I'm writing just sub one. So it means subheading. Subheading two is subheading three. Means we are writing news headlines and subheadlines. Okay, and we need to create one dictionary, and inside this dictionary we will add all the headings, because we will send this dictionary while when we return the response. Okay, so when we return and render request to which page, inside the test tab we need to create one news.html page, right? Does news.html page exist? No, we have index.html page. To just create one more page which is news.html page, news.html. Later we will think about what should be the code, but right now we have to forward this request to the news.html, right? Okay, So here what I will write. Okay, so in the form of dictionary we have to send this response. So how you will send? So there is one context. Okay, so this dictionary you will pass as a context. Okay, so I'm really sorry guys for the background noise, but you have to manage with it because I can't do anything. There is a lot of background noise in my area, so please bear it. Alright, so sorry about that. So what I will do, I will create here key and values pair. So key is what? Key is what? Key is heading, and value is also heading. In dictionary what we write? In dictionary what we write generally? In dictionary we write key and value. Dictionary Dictionary is nothing but key and value, right? Key and value we write. Okay, so first key and value pair is this heading. Second is what? Subheading. So sub 1. Okay, and what is the value? Value is also same, sub 1. And the second is what? Sub 2. And what is the value of this key? Sub 2. Same. What's the next key? Next key is sub 3. What's the value of this key? Sub 3. Right? So this dictionary we have to pass. But what is this in this dictionary? We should have some text, no? We should have some text in this I mean in this headings. So this is what I'm writing here: movies information heading. I'm just writing dummy text. Okay, subheading I'm writing. Okay, so subheading is what? Okay, so XYZ is a nice movie. Okay, and here I'm writing Lucy is a nice movie. Okay, and upcoming movie. Okay, whatever, I'm just writing the movie information. Okay, and this information we will send in the form of dictionary, where we will send add news.html file, and we are passing context as well. Right, so let's go to the news.html file. Okay, or before going to the news.html file, let's just copy this code. We have written this code. Can you see this? Movies views. Inside the movies views we have written the movies information. So similarly I'm copying the same code, and here I am just pasting here in sports view. Okay, so this will be what? Sports. Okay, sport. Okay, we will change this text with meaningful text. Okay, and heading and subheading all are the same. Okay, everything is the same. Now similarly here in the politics we have to paste this, right? And this is not the movie now, this is the politics. Okay, so this is not the movie. Politics. I'm just writing dummy data. Okay, and all this data I'm sending in the form of dictionary. To where? To the news.html file, because I'm rendering which file? News.html file, right? So if you will see here, we have created one news.html file. but this news.html file is not containing any code, right? This news.html file is not containing any code. So let's write the code. So what I will write here, html colon 5. Okay, so here I will write, okay, let's remove the title as of now. Okay, so if I will write here h1, and if I write here, can you see here, can you see guys, in the movie views, what we are passing, we are passing heading, we are passing subheading, subheading 2, subheading 3. So all three headings we are passing in the form of dictionary here. So means we are having the access of this all content at news.html file, because we are sending this data to the news.html file. Okay, so how you will inject the data inside the news.html file, you will use double curly braces, right? And here you will write, what you will write here, like heading. Okay, so when you will go here to the movies endpoint, so what you are getting, movie information heading, right? But at the same time, if you will go to the sports, so what you are getting is sports information heading. If you will go to the politics, so you are getting politics information heading. Why you are getting this? Because you are switching with different endpoint, and each endpoint is associated with particular view. So how many views we have? Three views: sports, movie, and politics. So movie view is rendering the movie information, right? Sport view is rendering the sports information, correct? Sport view is sending which information? It is sending sports related information in the form of dictionary. Okay, in the form of dictionary it is sending, and the politics is sending politics information in the form of dictionary, and all are sending at the same page, which is news.html, okay, which is news.html. So here we are getting all the responses. But not only this, we have to display subheading as well. Okay, so subheading, how to display the subheading? We can display subheadings using paragraph. Okay, so when you have to insert the text, you will use this double curly braces. From the view, if you have to insert the dynamic content, you will use this. So sub 1, sub 2, and sub 3, subheading 3. Now just go to the page and refresh. So you are getting three headings from politics. When you are going to the movies page, so you are getting three subheadings from the movies. When you are going to the politics, so you are getting three subheadings from politics as well. Okay, cool. Now what we have to do, we have to display the images as well. So when it is the politics image, I mean politics news, when the category is politics, okay, when you are not entering any endpoint, you will see the endpoint. So we have to download the images, movies news images, sports news related images, and politics news related images. Download at least three images, okay, for each. So okay, movies images. So So let me just save this image. Save image as. Okay, this is not okay. Let's go to the website which is what's the website? There is one free pick for getting free images. So let's search movie category. It's not giving actually the correct. Okay, so let's take the random image. So let's suppose, let me open this into the new tab. Okay, so this, what can we do? We can use alternative. I will take the screenshot of this particular movie. Okay, and I will save this screenshot at my location. So where is the location? Location is okay. Project 11, day 11. Okay, news portal static, and where we have to write it. Okay, inside the image, and this is what movie. So I'm writing here M1. Let's quickly copy a few more images. Okay, let's take this random movie image M2. Let's take this movie image as well. Okay, so let's go with alternative. Okay, let me just take the screenshot. Okay, now let's just save the image. This is what M3. So all three movies image we have saved. Now the second category is what? Politics. I mean sports. So let me just save this image. Save image as. Okay, so S1, because this is a sport image, I'm writing S1, and save image as. This is the S2. So let's take this image as well. Save image as. So this is what S3. Okay, so we got the three images from sports. Now go with politics. Okay, just save image as. Okay, so we are not getting. So save image as. So this is the P1. Save image as. This is the P2. Okay, and let's take one more image. Okay, so let's save this image as P3. Okay, so it is time consuming kind of. downloading images and everything. This is kind of time consuming, but anyway, we got images. We are different images we have with us, right? So these are the images we have to use. Okay, so for the images, how you will call the image? I will write image tag, img tag, and in here I will write the location, which is static folder images. Okay, inside the images, let's write m1.png. Okay, so when I'm going to the movie and I'm going to the movie page, so obviously it will say the load is static. We forgot to load the static here. So load is static. We have to load the static content by writing this line load static, right? Now you will not see any error. Okay, you are getting, okay, why we are getting this? Okay, okay, we have written m1 m1.png. M1 means movie, right? Okay, so let's go with this. So these three from movies. Okay, these three from movies images. Okay, next three is what? Next three is from sports images. Okay, so these all three are from sports. Okay, next is what? Politics. Okay, so politics images. Okay, so now let's change the name. So m1.png, m2.jpg. Please make sure you are writing the correct extension jpg. Okay, as you can see here, m3.png, m3.png. Okay, now go with sports. So sports means s1.png. So right here s1.png. Good. Next is what? s2.jpeg. The extension is jpeg. s2.jpeg. Now s3 is what? jpeg. S3 is also same. S3. Okay, it is s2. And this is not png, jpeg. Go with politics. So p1.jpeg. So p1.jpeg. Okay, p2.jpeg. P2 is what? jpeg. Yes, jpeg. Okay, and now p3 is what? P3 is jpg. It is what? jpg. P3 is what? jpg. So now let's check whether we are getting images or not. So we are getting all the images, but first of all, let's apply css here, then we will discuss furthermore. Link css, how to link? This is different from the normal css linking. So here we have to write the static folder name, then css, then the style.css we have. Okay, inside the style.css, just handle the movie as well, I mean images as well, image size. So what we can give to the images, we can write here height, let's suppose 250 pixel, width is what? 300 pixel. We can give common size for all, and we can give border as well. Border is what? 5 pixel solid, and let's suppose red. So refresh it. So we are getting this. But can you see what I am searching here? Movie. So but we are getting all the images. We are getting movie images, we are getting politics images, we are getting sport images. When I'm searching here politics, okay, so see, heading and subheading is changing, but image is not changing accordingly. It is showing all the images. but we have to filter it out. Filter it out means we have to display the relevant images. Okay, we have to display the relevant images. When it is politics, so I will display only the politics images. I don't want to display all the images. When it is movies, so I will display only the movie information, not all the movie images. Are you getting my point? So for this we need to do one thing. We need to do one thing. When Okay, so we have created view. So while creating the view, we have to create one more variable which will give us additional information, which is type. It will tell the type of the content. So this is which view. This is the movie view. So I am writing here type is movie. Right. Similarly, what I will do in sport views, here I will write type is what. Now here type is what? Sport. Please give attention, guys, now. So type is what? Movie. Okay, type is what? Sports. Sport. And here type is what? Politics. Right. So this type variable we have to bind it with the dictionary. Okay, so as you can see here in the dictionary we have heading, subheading, up to 3 subheading. So after that in last we have to give one more key and value, which is key is type and value itself type. So we have to add on one more key in the dictionary, which is type. Type is a key. Type is a key and the value is also type. Similarly here we have to mention type is a key. Okay, type is a key and type.
Hello,
Yes, yes.
what is someone's up to? What is
Sorry, could you please come again once?
someone's up to is there right in the code?
Your voice is breaking actually.
No, in use someone's up to is there, right?
Could you please write in chat so
Wait,
that I
wait,
can understand it?
yeah.
Unable to get you properly. Okay, okay, right. Now here on news.html, you just send in chat. I will read it. Okay. Okay. So in the so we have a type from views. From views, we are sending one additional information which is type, like what type of view it is. Okay, and accordingly we have to display. Right. So accordingly we have to display the content. So how we will display accordingly? Which content we have to display accordingly? The images content, because this heading and subheading is changing as per the category, but these images are not changing. So when it is a movie image, so we have to write here condition. We have to write condition. So whenever you want to write if condition, you will use this curly braces percentage if, and you will check here type is equals to movie or not. If type is equals to movie is equal to movie, then we have to display this. Okay, then we have to write if it is not equal to movie, then we have to check whether type is our type is equivalent to sport or not. So means we will write elif. Okay, and type is what? If it is type is what sport, then only we will display these images. Okay, now politics. So what I will write here, if condition, if type is equal to politics, then only we will display these images. Okay, so this should be elif. Okay, and now once you have started the if, you need to end if. So this is what end if. But before the end if, you should have else. Okay, we will write here else. And in else, what we can mention? Okay, in else. Okay, we are not creating else here. We are just writing this. Okay, so now let's check whether it is displaying accordingly or not. Okay, just go here. Okay, so this is the news portal page. So when you go to the movies, okay, so at this time it is showing only the movie information. It is displaying the movie image only. Okay, so let me just write here sport, sports endpoint. So what it is displaying? It is not displaying all the 9 images. It is displaying only the sports relevant images. Okay, when I'm going to the politics, so what it is displaying? Only the politics information. Are you getting my point, guys? So how we are controlling it? With the help of this if condition. And what is the type? Type is the addition information which we are sending from the view. Okay, like type is a sport, type could be politics, type could be movie as well. Okay, so one more thing we have to discuss. Okay, so let me tell you this view one more time. So this is one heading we are sending as a news headline, and the subheading means more information about that headline, that topic. Okay, subheading is describing the main heading. Okay, more. It's not compulsory to keep here subheadings 1, 2, and 3. You can keep only headings as well if you want. Okay, or you can keep the paragraph as well. But I am displaying in the form of heading and subheading. It's up to the developer choice or the client requirement. Okay, so one more thing is when you will go to the home page, when you will go to the welcome page, we are having this URL. But when I'm clicking on movie information, it is not displaying anything. When I'm clicking on this sport, it's not displaying anything. Why? Because when you will go to the index.html page, when you will go to the index.html page, so here we are not linking this endpoint movie information, sport information with any. So we have to link with it URLs. So you can see here we have urls.py file. So accordingly we have two links: movie endpoint, sport endpoint, and politics endpoint. Right? So just come back to the index.html page, and here instead of writing this, I will write forward slash movies. Instead of writing this, I will write forward slash sports. Instead of writing this, I will write forward slash politics. Correct? Okay, now let's refresh it and check whether it is working or not. So it is displaying. Okay, so it is displaying. Okay, so let me give the code to you guys. Okay, so I'm uploading this code on GitHub. Okay, so I'm uploading this code on GitHub. So let's just get news portal without API. Okay, Git. Okay, so here we have done all the backend. We have created all the backend. So what I want to do as a front end developer, I will use a chat GPT. So you can go get this code, right? You can get this code on GitHub. Okay, so if you will go to this link, so you will see the assignment 3 and the day 11. In the day 11 itself, we have this complete project. Okay, so please don't copy and paste. Try to do it by yourself. If you will go here, if you will check the images, so you will get all the images, whatever we have used, all the resources you will get. Okay, this is the one thing. Second thing is what I want. We have written all the logics, but for the front end to work on the front end, we will ask ChatGPT to write the clean interface. CD day 11 py manage. So we have to go to the CD news py manage.py run server.
Hello?
Yes, yes. Tell me.
Yeah, can you show the views once? Views.
Okay, okay. Yes, tell me.
You use the same HTML page, but you changed the dictionary, right? Context, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, we have three different views. Okay, from three different views, we are passing three different context, right? So the heading will change, the subheading will change. Okay, from here, we are passing this context to the news.html.
But this is hard coded, right? We will generally we will get the data, but by database, right? Or
Yeah,
the
because we
dictionary.
haven't discussed anything about the model classes as of now. So once we will discuss with model classes, then we will discuss about ORM and database as well, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So this is just basic understanding about a static folder, static files, templates, and views and dynamic response. Okay, later we will fetch the data from API. We will fetch the data from database as well. Okay. Okay. So what I'm
And then
yes, yes.
uh, we need to learn only REST API for now, or else we need to learn the basic app building also.
Recently we are not actually learning the REST API. We are just understanding only. We are actually not started REST API. Once we will complete all the topics from the Django, then we will start the REST API. There will be dedicated
No,
classes for the REST API.
no, I'm asking that because React and Angular will came right in front end, so everyone using REST API only. So
Yes.
in this time we need to create the sorry we need to study both these are the app and also REST API, or we can only learn REST API. Is that fine?
No, in the first lecture I have already cleared. Like if you are learning Python and Django, that is okay. But if you are going Django with REST API, so more opportunities will come to your door, right? So once you have understanding of REST API, you can do a lot of things because REST API is the things which can understand by the all the platforms, right? So this is not REST API. Others people will also confuse right now. So I am not giving the answer of this question right now. Okay, once we will start discussing about REST API topic, then we will discuss it in detail. So right now, let me just wind up this topic. Let me just complete this code. Okay, REST API we will discuss later. Okay, so what I am going to do here, so we have created all this project. We have completed this project completely. Okay, we are getting all the categories. Let's see this. Like politics, it is displaying only the politics related. So what I will do, I will give this my code to the chat GPT to design the front end in more appropriate way. Okay, so don't change the logic, but design this page in more meaningful. Okay, you can give this prompt or you can give more detailed prompt for your code. So it should, I means the home page should look better. Okay, it's all about your front end. So let's see how it is looking. So is it calling the, so here is the home page. So this is the updated home. Okay, so it is giving something like this. Okay, not bad. Similarly, let's give this uh, news page as well. So let's see here. Refresh it. Go to the movie information. So it is displaying something like this. Okay. And you can change the information accordingly. You can later change all the information. Okay, we are getting this right. Okay, so accordingly you can write CSS. Okay, it's not a big deal. So this is the date well. Okay, all right guys, so that's all for today's class, right? So tomorrow in the next class we will create another project. So that project will be movie project only, but the new thing will be, right now we are not fetching data from the API. We are working with static hardcode data, but tomorrow next project we will create API. We will use of real time news data, right? So we will create that project with API in the next. Thank you everyone for giving your precious time. Bye all of you.
Yeah, bye. Bye.
Is anything you want to
Bye, sir.
discuss?
Hello.
Yes, Prakash Kumar.
Sir, तो मैं ये बोल रहा था ना कि जो आपने ये सिर्फ स्टैटिक फाइल बनाया था ना, HTML CSS और JS,
राइट,
HTML CSS बस।
राइट।
और सर मतलब ये डायनेमिक डेटा कैसे वर्क कर रहा है वही बताया था ना।
हाँ हाँ, व्यूज से डायनेमिक डेटा हम कैसे सेंड कर रहे हैं वही इसमें कॉन्सेप्ट था। क्योंकि
हम्म,
अभी जो टॉपिक चल रहा है ना वो चल रहा है टेम्पलेट एंड स्टैटिक फाइल्स, है ना। अगर टेम्पलेट एंड स्टैटिक फाइल्स के रिगार्डिंग उसको
ओके।
छोड़कर अगर कुछ और डिस्कस करने लग जाएंगे तो ये और लोगों को क्लियर नहीं हो। दैट इज व्हाई वी हैव टू डिस्कस इट थ्रू द प्रोजेक्ट्स,
हम्म,
राइट ना। तो कल एपीआई वाला कंसेप्ट भी
ओके।
देखेंगे कि एपीआई
राइट
से
राइट।
रियल टाइम डेटा कैसे आ रहा है, उसको कैसे मैनेज कर रहे हैं, है ना। एपीआई की वगैरह जनरेट करेंगे, राइट। ऑल बाय गाइस, बाय ऑल ऑफ यू।
बाय।